This is the Ghost Brunch.
Let's get down to some boozeness. So today, starting off with the Witch's Poison.
Witch's Poison.
It's a vodka-based drink.
Okay.
With some blueberries, orange juice, blue carousel. Ooh, and I severely misjudged how much was in here.
Yeah, you did.
Whoops.
You could just pour some from mine.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Pretty clean.
Right.
Almost.
Almost even.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Memento Mori.
Memento Mori.
Really pretty. It's a pretty blue.
It's pretty strong.
It is.
It was supposed to be black because obviously it's Halloween.
This is the Halloween episode of the brunch.
Yeah.
So we're in costume.
We are.
Over the Garden Wall is obvious. If you have not seen Over the Garden Wall, our theme is Over the Garden Wall. Hold on. I will. Wait.
Are you?
Yes.
There you go.
I realized You're not going to hear me. I realized most of my outfit that you can see is the cape from here. So, and the hat. But,
cape and the hat.
know, you can...
You get it.
Yes. You can see the whole thing.
And, I don't have Jason Thunderburger with me.
We'll have to get pictures on Halloween because we've got the whole gang. Thor and Marilyn are part of it. Thor is going to be Jason Thunderburger. Funderburker. Jason Funderburker, the frog.
The frog, yes.
And then Marilyn is going to be Beatrice, the blue bird version.
So originally, these were supposed to be darker.
Sure.
To be more like the lamp oil.
Yeah.
And we got our own version of potato and molasses right in front of us.
Wonderful.
They are Japanese candied sweet potatoes. Honest opinion time. I know they're a little candied to the point where it sticks to your teeth a little bit.
I kind of like it.
You know?
Yeah, I dig it.
We've been pretty busy this month.
Yeah.
We've done quite a bit so far.
Spooky season has been a wild one so far. And I didn't think it would be because we were talking about it before. And other than like us saying that we were going to go to Shacktoberfest, we were kind of like, I don't know what we're going to... What we're going to do, what we're going to accomplish this spooky season, but we've kept busy.
We have. We did make it to Shacktoberfest.
We did.
Which was everything we wanted it to be. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Even though it's like a big production, something about it feels like a little like hometown carnival Halloween.
Exactly.
I don't know how it does that, and I don't know if that's what their intention is, but something about the carnival rides. We got to go through like the fun house with the mirrors and stuff in it.
But then we also went into the engine room of the Queen Mary.
Yeah, that was rad.
Yeah, which you had some experience in there.
Yeah, but I mean that's not unusual. I lost.
That's unusual for normal people.
Sometimes they say that when you hear like ringing in some of your ears or whatever, and there's not like a good reason for it aside from tinnitus, which I guess is a scientific reason for you to do that. There are a lot of different superstitions around ear ringing, or for me, when I was in the engine room, I lost hearing in one of my ears twice. Once in the engine room, and once when we were going through the Grey Ghost maze, which also takes place on the ship. Yeah. But because of how it happened, I feel like it wasn't just like a tinnitus-y. Yeah. Yep. There's like, you get like a little ghost tingle, you know?
Okay.
It's like a spidey sense.
Yeah, I believe it. I didn't have an experience like that, but I also don't think I'm as sensitive to that type of stuff as you are.
Yeah, you can be if you want to be. You can tap in. You can tune yourself into it.
How?
There's a lot of different ways. Of course, I go through the witch route. When you are witchy and you're doing a lot of stuff that heightens your intuition so that you can be more in tune to like people and how people are reacting to things, how energies are reacting to things, you're going to be more in tune to everything. Okay. So as you become more a part of like your surroundings, you're going to notice other stuff. So it's not even an intentional, I'm going to notice ghosts. It's just, I'm like, I want to be more intuitive to everything that's around me. Okay. And in turn, sometimes I get ghosts.
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, so if you want to see ghosts, I got you.
All right. Well, maybe after this episode, we'll figure out how to make that happen for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously, my living situation, I feel like there's probably some type of ghost around here. This is an incredibly old house.
That's why I've got the meter up. I moved it, and it's up here now. So I don't know if that's going to go off at any point in time, but we've got it just in case.
Just in case. Yeah, but considering the past two owners of this house have died in the house.
I mean, I feel like it's probably a good thing you don't own this house, because it seems like there's a trend of people who own the house dying in the house.
Yeah.
Technically of old age, basically. So, I mean, you could live a good long life.
Exactly.
Here. But, I feel like there's been a precedent set. So.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, so we went and did Checktober. We went out to the Lavender Festival.
We did. Not really a spooky season thing, but that was
it is a
for
very
your birthday.
It was for my birthday. Yes.
This is also, I guess, your birthday episode.
Is it? Okay.
Because it was your birthday this month.
Yes,
you had
it
a
was.
Birthday.
It was my birthday this month. We went out to the Lavender Festival, which I feel like that was a very fall activity. You know, we
Going
went
to a farm kind of has that.
Yeah,
vibe.
getting some homemade drinks and like homemade bread.
Yeah.
And like looking at all the different lights and hanging out and having a good time.
If you can get to 123 Farms Lavender Festival and you can get that pizza, get that pizza. It's fresh sourdough pizza.
Yeah, that they make in house. It's amazing.
But that line was insane.
It was.
We just ate sourdough bread. We just got a loaf of it and we ate it like Aladdin, you know?
Yeah.
It was a good time though.
We had cocktails and bread. We also did Angel of Light, which was another immersive type theater performance, which was a lot of fun.
It's inside of the Los Angeles Theater, which is also historic and haunted.
Yes.
Fun, because it's so old. Anything that's that old is haunted, I think. Ghosts?
Ghosts? Okay, good. I wasn't the only one that just heard that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not going off. It's over there.
Yeah.
The ghosts are over there. I don't know what that was.
It might have been a fan.
The theater's gorgeous.
Theater is gorgeous, and that entrance room is beautiful. What they did with the light mapping and video mapping was incredible.
I got mad, and I'm gonna say this to every haunt out there. And if you're not a person that goes through haunted houses on a regular basis, I will try to explain this. We don't need those inflatable tunnel hallways anymore, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We can do away with those. It's like 2 balloons, and I guess the point of it is supposed to be that you're feeling claustrophobic because you have to shove your way through it's like 2 bounce houses that they butted up together, and you have to shove your way through the balloon thing.
I think they're called claustrophobic tunnels.
I hate them.
Yeah.
And in a post-pandemic era where I know too much about germs, I don't want to shove my hands and face through other people's germs like that, okay?
Yeah.
We can, A, do away with them. B, it didn't add to the story at all. They were like, we have a tunnel. We don't know. We've got like a hallway. We don't know what to do with it. What if we made people feel, unfortunately, claustrophobic and aware of other people's germs? I don't need it. We don't need it. The story didn't need it. We can do away with those forever. Figure something else out, haunted houses. Step up your game and figure out a new thing to do.
Yeah, and they could have done, if they wanted that kind of feeling scare, like they could have done the old fishing line hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
To kind of give you that trigger of physical touch.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you. I get claustrophobic pretty easily.
But you and I also watch horror movies differently. I've
do.
noticed. That's because you don't really, even though you've worked in the industry for however long you have.
Since I was 17.
Yeah.
15 years?
Many moons.
Yeah,
you
many
have been.
many moons.
And you don't really watch horror movies the way that I watch horror movies.
No.
I've seen a lot more.
You have. I don't watch movies in general, and this has been a heated debate at work. We are at least caught up to Saw franchise now, so we can go see Saw 10.
And of all the horror movies to be like, we're caught up on these, that's kind of a wild one.
Right.
It's not like we're gonna watch all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies or the Friday the 13th franchise, anything classic like that. Halloween. We're like, no, we're gonna watch all the Saws. And in our defense, it's because the new one is out.
We gotta go see it, and we gotta go see what these people do, if I can keep my eyes open.
The last Over the Garden Wall rewatch we did, which was this fall. It was, when was it? Late August, early September, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So because I had heard this previously, this watch that we did, because you had seen it before last year for the first time. And then this year, since we were rewatching it, I was like, oh, we need to break this down because I've heard that it is just Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
It's just a retelling of Dante's Inferno. So we watched the show while talking about and with the references of like how each episode is a different level. If you have not seen Over the Garden Wall and you're listening to this or watching this episode, you can hear us talk about it, but there will be spoilers for some of the show. So let's dive in here.
The first time we watched it, no clue that he was essentially drowning the entire time.
Wait, really? You didn't pick up?
The first time I watched it, no.
Wow. Episode 2 is where we get into the first circle.
Yeah.
Which is limbo.
Yeah, because the first episode is basically them crossing the graveyard wall, right?
Well, the first episode, they're already in the woods. So they are...
that's right.
They run into the woodsman who warns them about the beast.
Yeah.
But it's how, like, when he first goes into the circles of hell, what he starts to encounter there. It very much reflects the same story. Mm-hmm. But then when we get to Limbo, that's Pottsfield with the pumpkins.
Got it, yep.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I think this is a potential allegory for souls waiting to be harvested.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just took the harvested and they were like, harvest.
It was very creepy for me once after the first watch through and I kind of put together the messages. It was creepy that they had them dig up skeletons. Like they were digging up their own graves.
Yeah.
And then the skeletons just joined the townsfolk.
They get to be a part of it. They're just digging up the next people to join Limbo. They weren't digging their own graves. They thought they were digging their own graves. They even say that. The kids are like, they're making us dig our own graves here. But they wind up just digging up the next batch of people to be in Limbo.
They weren't going to be buried in the hole until they became skeletons?
No, they when they arrive at Pottsfields, there are characters that come up to them that say, "Aren't you a little like early to be here?" Because they're still human.
Oh, okay.
So they know that they're not supposed to be there yet.
Yeah.
So they're like, "You're out of place here," when we can tell.
Got it.
Episode 3 is Lust with the teacher and the gorilla.
Because the gorilla was her fiance. So wait, what makes it Lust?
She has been aching over her long lost fiance because he has not shown back up, and it's this like obsession has been distracting her to lose track of her other priorities, like teaching the animals how to do English and math or whatever she was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So she's so distracted by her love for that man that she can't even continue to function doing anything else she's supposed to be doing. Episode 4 is Gluttony. Episode 4 is the one where they go to the tavern. Greg is continuously seen bringing food to their table, but no one ever eats the food, while the rest of the townspeople are gloating about their livelihoods.
Got it.
Fifth circle is Greed, which makes total sense. It's the one where they go to the T mansion.
Where it's the two mansions connected because their properties are so vast they had no idea they overlapped.
They're so rich and so greedy that they didn't realize that they built their mansions to connect. Yeah.
That's where they get the 2 pennies.
For the river. Yeah. For the river Styx.
For the river Styx.
Which is the fifth circle, Anger and the City of Dis. Anger is present as the police frogs try to capture the travelers. Mm-hmm. And when the disruptions ensue during those pursuits. And then Wirt angrily addresses his frustration with Beatrice. So it's about anger. But the City of Dis is when they go to Adelaide's home, that she has all the strings around her house, which is the Morai, the Fates.
Okay.
Because they have the strings of fate that they can manipulate. The seventh circle is my favorite, Heresy. Seventh circle is, it's not, it's the condemnation of witchcraft. Oh. So that's the one with the ringing of the bell. The girl who, and the ringing of the bell commands you, that episode.
Is that where they're there to burgle their turts?
They're there to burgle their turts. Yeah. With Tim Curry.
What? Tim Curry?
Yeah, Tim Curry is the voice of, Auntie Whispers.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, star-studded cast in Over the Garden Wall because Elijah Wood is Wirt.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know Elijah Wood is Wirt?
No.
Wow. How did you not hear it and go, we're taking the Hobbits to Isengard, you know? Like, I don't understand how you did not immediately pick up.
I just didn't.
So that's why the whole episode has that kind of Puritan look, the way that they're dressed, because, you know, witchcraft. Mm-hmm. So because the witch trials, we know the people who were hung during the witch trials were likely not witches at all.
Yeah.
And it was just Puritan panic that ensued. But Lorna was the one who was evil, but she had a thing that was like taking over her, right?
Yeah.
And Auntie Whispers thought that she was helping her using the bell. She thought that she was doing a good thing by helping her out, and she didn't know that she could have used the bell to help the problem.
Yeah.
So it was sort of this like, I'm doing an act that I think is supposed to be helping and it's harming. That probably very much reflects the like Puritan, like, I think I'm doing something that is right. I'm trying to clear this town of witches.
Yeah.
But all they were really doing is getting rid of women they didn't like. The seventh circle is violence. That's the one where Greg goes into the dream world and fights the old north winds.
Real left field, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he went into Christmas dreamland.
It says that Wirt and Greg are floating on another river of boiling blood that souls are forced to swim in Dante's Inferno. So they go via like a little river. It says upon reaching the shore, they encounter another forest of the Edelwood trees, which is a blatant reference to the Forest of Suicides in Dante's Inferno. And then Greg goes to the dreamscape so that he can ask for help.
Yeah.
The thing about Over the Garden Wall is it's also very much an homage to other styles of animation. And that really goes to the rubber hose animation. Do you know what I'm talking about? The old Mickey Mouse cartoons where all of their limbs are kind of like rubber hoses.
Yeah.
That one is really, it's like portraying the violence of this circle of Dante's Inferno, but it's also really doing this homage to that. Another homage,
and like the scrolling style animation.
Yeah. And another example of that is back at the Gluttony episode with the Highwayman. Do you remember the Highwayman sequence? The Highwayman. That's also a reference to a different type of like animation and music.
Okay.
And then the thing about those old rubber hose cartoons is how violence is treated in those differently, because like, you know, you think about Wile E. Coyote like constantly blowing up or, you know,
having anvils dropped on them.
Exactly. I mean, I guess I can just be honest and say that my camera shut off somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I have been rattling on about Over the Garden Wall for a hot second. If you want to hear about the rest of Dante's Inferno and Over the Garden Wall, I will probably link the article that I'm reading off of about its relations, or you can just Google it because there's tons of them out there. And then watch Over the Garden Wall, and you know,
come back, leave a comment, we'll talk about it.
Spooky season is well underway at the point of this video being released. It will be like a couple of days away from Samhain, which is, you know, exciting for me, for witches everywhere. It's a good time. The veil is thin, you know.
The veil is thin.
It's kind of always thin, but it's, you know, thinner.
Yeah.
It's more thin, they say. They say that it's the thinnest at this time of year. Get in tune, go see ghosts, get spooky season underway. Protect your houses. Energy protection now.
Yeah.
Well,
you'll have to do that for me up here.
I will.
Thanks.
I will. Don't worry.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Well, this has been the Ghost Brunch.
We won't ghost you. Bye.
Bye.